everyone, I'm Chester44 and welcome to this Let's Play of Neverwinter Nights 2. Last episode, we finally cleared our name with the Githyanki by killing the one who was going after us. They basically said, yeah, we're not going after you anymore, you guys have bigger problems. So, with everything better, we went back to the tavern only to find out that we are now accused of a crime by the Luskan. Specifically, killing an entire village. Obviously, we didn't do that. So we need to clear our name. Yay! How are we going to do that? Well, we're going to have to basically become a Squire of a knight. This is going to be fun. We've also got Chandra on our side to help us out. She's going to follow us. And Sand is here as well. He's also going to help us out because that's kind of his thing. Right now, I think we need to do some discussions with everyone. How about we start by talking to Chandra?
What? What are we stopping for?
What's wrong?
What's wrong? You're being put on trial for killing an entire village. Doesn't that bother you?
I'm innocent, and the law would prove it.
I don't see how you can be so calm about all this. You could be hanged, or worse, in Luskan. I mean, low justice in Luskan? It's really bad. Although it's not enough for anyone who attacked Ember as far as I'm concerned.
Can you tell me what you know about Ember?
I traveled there last season. The thought that everyone there is dead, it's hard to believe. I mean, there aren't any militia or soldiers there, really. If anyone attacked it, they couldn't have put up much of a fight.
Did you know anyone who lived in Ember?
A few. One or two I knew really well. The quartermaster was always kind to me. Although he was a little too obsessed with his logbook. Had to track every shipment in, out, along the coast, off the coast. But still, a nice person.
Anyone else?
There was Elaine, of course. She let me stay in her family's home when the roads were washed out while I was there. You know, she did quite a bit of trading herself between Ember and Port Last and the neighboring villages. I wonder if she was in Ember when it was attacked.
Any idea where we could find her?
We could check in Port Last. If she was on a trade run, she may have passed through there. The steward of Port Last, Hieromus, might know more. Although, if he thinks you're the killer, don't expect a warm reception.
Did you know anyone who lived in Ember?
Oh, wait, had to track every
Anyone
shipment.
else you
I think checking the steward of Port. Although, if he thinks you're
more
alright,
questions.
go on and ask.
What? Are you alright? You look a little lost.
Well, aside from the frequent kidnapping, yes, I suppose I'm still trying to figure out what's going on. But don't worry, I'll try to keep up. So don't trouble yourself, alright?
Look, if you have any questions, I'm here to help you.
Alright. I mean, I know I haven't been around you as much as, say, Kelgar Idiot Fist.
Hey!
Calm down. Monks aren't supposed to get sensitive about things like that.
Well, Iron Fist monks are. We have our pride.
I think I need you to explain to me one more time what we're doing. We're being hunted and accused, put on trial, and you've got silver things in you.
Shards.
Yeah, shards. I got it, Sand. Thanks.
I derive pleasure from clarification, Miss Jero.
Anyway, with all that's been going on, I'm not sure I understand why it's been going on.
Alright, so what don't you understand?
Well, first off, the shards in you. Sorry, the shard in you, and the shards you carry. Where do they come from?
Well, one is buried in my chest. The others I simply find.
What are they shards of?
A powerful sword of an extraplanar people.
Okay, see, that's where you start to lose me. Why is this thing inside you? And why is it broken? And what are you supposed to do with it? Kill a dragon, or...?
I'm apparently supposed to use it against the King of Shadows.
And the King of Shadows is who? Like Elminster, except evil?
I actually have no idea yet.
But you're willing to keep trying to find out?
Yeah, there's not much choice. If I don't try, it just makes things worse.
You mean this Black Garius? He's also helping the King of Shadows, right?
He's something of a mystery.
So what do those Githyanki want with you? Are they with the King of Shadows?
They want the shards and the sword back.
But one of those shards is in your chest. If it comes out, you're dead.
That's part of the problem, yes.
This is the most bizarre series of events I've ever heard.
Tell me about it.
Not now, Grobnar.
All right.
So what are you going to do about all this exactly?
Well, I have to stop the King of Shadows. If this weapon is all that can hurt him, then we need to use it or else others will suffer. Yeah, that seems like the right thing to say.
All right. Well, as long as you don't get me killed doing it, I'll do what I can.
Don't worry, I have faith you'll pull through.
Well, I'm glad you think so. But thanks. I appreciate the support.
Alright, I have other questions.
All right. Go on and ask.
What can you tell me about Amanjaro?
Amanjaro was my great-grandfather. Or my great-great-grandfather. To be honest, I can't remember which. I heard he was a little eccentric, but harmless. He died a long time ago. My mother told me that he saw me a few times as a babe, but I was too young to remember. Mother said that he would cradle me and sing to me, and I would, well, pull out his beard hairs.
Why would a harmless wizard construct a lethal haven?
Well, I thought it was just a story. You know, make-believe. And wizards do protect their towers. I thought she was just exaggerating. I mean, the whole inescapable death trap and thousands of spiders from the abyss thing. It was hard to take my mother seriously when she said things like that.
Do you know where we could find his haven?
I've been thinking about it, but honestly, I have no idea where it is. I doubt it would help much anyway. And the whole idea of having to spill my blood to get in there, well, I'm not in any real hurry to find it either.
Does it have to be Jarrow blood?
That's what my mother said. I wouldn't mind trying other people's blood first if they volunteer. Maybe we could bleed Bishop. Try it out first. And a whole pint of it. That's a little much.
That was probably an exaggeration.
Yeah, probably.
Alright.
All right. Go on and ask.
What happened to your family at Highcliff?
There's not much to tell. To be honest, my mother died many years ago. Bad marsh fever. Not much I could do. As for my father, well, I didn't really know him. Died when I was very young. He's more like a blur than a memory. What about you? I mean, if you want to talk about it.
My family?
Yeah. I mean, if you want to talk about it. I mean, your father, or your uncle, he seems very nice.
Duncan's my father's half-brother. He used to be part of an adventuring company.
He was? He looked like he'd been a tavern keeper for, well, forever. Huh. He seems so down to earth to be an adventurer. No offense. Thanks for sharing that, by the way. You didn't have to. But knowing you actually have family and knowing what they do, well, that's important, I think.
My father, foster father, was a little distant.
Distant? Why?
He never seemed to like me much. Kinda worried he blames me for the death of his wife.
You mean your mother?
No, Dagon's wife, Shayla. My mother I never knew at all.
What happened? I mean, if you want to talk about it. Don't mean to pry like a town gossip or anything.
I mean, if you listen to what we were doing... Well, actually, he did kind of take me aside, so... He died along with my mother in a battle in West Harbor. Died trying to save me.
That's terrible. I really don't know what to say. She must have loved you very much. I didn't realize what you'd been through. That you lost your mother. It's kind of strange. The way you carry yourself, it doesn't seem like you'd ever suffered any loss. Then I hear about this. Anyway, I'm sorry to hear it.
Oh, my mother is a mystery to me.
Doesn't your father know anything about her? It seems like he would.
I don't know who my real father is. Only my foster father, Dagon.
What does Dagon say about your mother? Did he know her?
I suppose I should ask, but he's a quiet man.
Well, you might want to ask while you still have the chance. He may have his reasons, and if he were to pass away suddenly, you'd never know.
Alright, I guess I can say it. I know more about my trainer than I do the rest of my family.
I was wondering, who trained you to be a hero? Who was your teacher?
I don't really know. Hold on,
I was wondering, who
Okay,
trained
I don't
you?
really
Well,
know.
you might want to ask while you still have the chance.
Okay, I think
He
that
may
kind of
have
bugged a
his
bit. I have some
Alright,
questions.
go on and ask.
No, I don't have any more. Let's keep moving. Alright, so that's the conversation there. How about we talk with Sand now?
Yes?
So, let's start here. I want to ask you about the trial and the evidence we need.
Yes, what of it?
How much evidence do you think we need?
Well, we'll gather it all up and see. If you think you have enough, ask me for my opinion, and I shall give it to you.
Any idea where I should search for clues?
To Port last, then to Ember. Then see what we find along the way, I think. I suspect Luskan has not covered their tracks well. Nothing would please me more.
Alright.
Very well. What answers do you seek?
Okay, we can ask a whole bunch of questions. Let's start with, why was the Black Lake District closed again?
It seems Lord Dalrin was murdered. And the rumors... I doubt Dalrin could have done much except try to tax the assailant to death.
Okay, do you know much about Dalrin?
Well, I am not one to speak badly.
Okay,
it was
I
a
think
wonder,
we've already-
but the matter was not brought to light.
We've already
Very
talked
well.
about that
What
before.
answers do you seek?
What do you know of Black Garius? I've heard this name.
The name is familiar. I believe he was once a low-level wizard of the host tower of the Arcane. But to have him rise so high, so quickly... He must have gained a powerful patron indeed. He was cunning and had skill with the craft, but not enough to warrant this.
Anything we can use against him?
I did not know him well, but the mere fact he has risen to power so quickly cannot mean he has a stable power base. And it must mean he made many enemies. Such enemies may reveal themselves if we seek to stop him, and they will become our allies.
Did you ever have any dealings with the host tower of the Arcane?
The true rulers of Luskan? No, no more than any other wizard in these regions. To deal with the host tower is to invite death, either slow or quick.
That's not what I asked.
Then I shall exercise my privilege to be evasive on this matter. One does not talk of dealings with them. Merely saying the name can draw scrying to you.
Okay,
Very
then.
well. What answers do you seek?
What about your shop? I still wanted to buy and sell items.
Don't worry, I have put a... Well, Leomon's merchant elemental in my stead back at the shop.
A what?
It's difficult to explain, but trust me, you'll still be able to trade there if you wish, and use the alchemy workbench.
Alright, never mind, farewell. Okay, didn't get much out of him. Let's see if any of our other companions have things to say. Grobnar?
Some way I can help?
No. What about Kelgar? Actually, let's start with Nishka.
What's going on?
No, nothing new. Kelgar, though, I feel like maybe some
Something you
conversations
need?
here. I want to ask you about some of our companions.
Huh? Like who?
You don't seem to like some of our allies, especially Nishka. What's your problem with her?
You mean aside from the fact that she's
influence is
half-devil,
too low.
And you're entitled... All right, go on and ask them.
Becoming a monk.
What about it?
Sometimes to learn how to fight, you need to learn not to.
What?
More to
It
fighting than
makes no
fighting.
sense.
Is anything
It's
I show
wordplay.
you, it's when you control
Riddles.
when and how a fight begins, you've won already.
Well, it just seems like dodging a fight is...
Kelgar,
well,
there's monks you met
cowardly,
in the tavern, defeated you
goblin-like.
easily. Surely there's truth in that.
Whatever you say.
Still no influence. We don't have enough to help him yet. Unfortunate. I doubt anyone else here has anything for us.
Yes?
Casimir?
Is there something you wish of me? I did not inform them.
Can
It
you
is
tell
not
me more?
something
No,
I would...
nothing with Casimir. Quara?
Wait, what's wrong now?
I don't believe we have anything there. Eleni?
Oh, look who has a question.
Oh dear.
And here I'd thought you'd forgotten all about me.
What do you mean?
You certainly do seem to be showing an interest in Chandra. Or perhaps it's just my imagination.
Is that jealousy I hear?
I think you presume too much. As if I care about the opinions of a blind harborman muck farmer. Is there something you need?
That's odd that you're like that. Okay. Strange. Isn't there also... Huh. Someone's missing. Yeah, that's weird. Okay. Well, we have things that we need to sell here. I think we've got all the stuff I want to carry. We're gonna go outside. Ah, good! We can swap out Kelgar, because I think maybe we should take Eleni for a bit. Send Eleni Nish... well, we do have another fighter. Sure, we'll go with this. Sand, Eleni, and Nishka. Nishka, there you are. You're as hard to track down as ever. Well, with the network of informants you have, Tasha, I would have thought finding me would be that hard. Or maybe it is when you're as good as I am. So you're back. Leldon told me. So you and Leldon, you're... Oh yes, but that's old news. And he's better than ever. He's planning one last job before he retires as the greatest thief in Neverwinter's history. One last job. And greatest thief in Neverwinter. How does he figure that? Have you heard of the Collector? He has the most valuable collection of art, sculpture, and artifacts in Neverwinter. Leldon will take the best of the lot and will retire like a king and queen to Kalimshan. That's why Leldon is the greatest thief ever, and you'll always be hanging by his coattails. Farewell, Nishka. That little... and greatest thief ever, right. No way is Leldon getting the better of me. I'm the greatest thief, not him. If you want to rob this collector before he does, I'm with you. Good. We'll get him together. Greatest thief in Neverwinter, my tail. It's like he's deliberately trying to rub my face in it. I know where the collector lives. It's in Blacklake. I say we go after Leldon and we put him in his place. And make some gold while we're at it. I think that's something we could do. For now, though, I'm going to run in here so we can sell a few things. Simple enough task. Merchant Elemental. Okay, we can just talk to someone. No, we do have a lot of things to sell. Mask of Death? Oof. Looks useful, but not for us. Staff of Ascension. Only usable by druids. Which, excuse me, are not us. Alright, let's sell all the loot we have. After all, we can. Glittering necklaces are not useful to us. Quite a bit of loot we got here to sell. Almost done. And there we go. Alright, all is good. Alright, we should probably make our way over to, do the discussion. Nope, no, this way. In fact, we could easily get there by going out the south side. And it looks like the Black Lake District has been opened up, but we're not going there yet. And through here, we can go to the Merchant Quarter. Here we can go inside. I see Sir Grayson Corret there. Let me save before we do this, just in case something happens. I mean, really, you never know what could happen. So, Captain Brelena. Ah, Lieutenant. A pleasure to see you again. An urgent matter came to my attention recently, and I think it's one suited to your skills. The thieves here in Neverwinter were greatly weakened by your efforts at the docks, yet they constantly strive to reclaim their foothold here. It has come to our attention that a group of them have put out word they are looking to buy equipment and supplies to continue their operations. Notably, thieves' tools, lockpicks, poisons, and more. Well, we can't let them purchase their supplies. Agreed. We must stop them, and soon. We think this is an opportunity to capture them, by pretending to be a merchant plying the wares they are seeking. We want you to take on the role of a noble, an arms merchant, who has come to the Black Lake district to sell goods from Amun. Much of the same goods for these thieves have requested. These thieves will no doubt approach you, and when they do, I want them arrested. Won't I be recognized? I'm sure that any thieves from the docks will recognize me on sight. I do not know if you have heard the descriptions of you being passed around the docks, but suffice to say that no one will recognize you when all they seem to know of your appearance is a huge iron golem of a warrior almost 8 feet tall. I am impressed. Not me, but I am impressed. Despite your accomplishments, your legendary accomplishments apparently, I think there is little chance the reality will match the rumor. I shall carry out my duty. Excellent. I am glad you are with us on this plan. You may keep whatever the thieves are carrying with them to pay for the goods. That should be more than enough to pay you for your services and time. I have marked an empty estate on the map where I want you to go to wait for the thieves. Make contact with the watchman there, and they can fill you in on the details. Alright, we'll take care of that later. For now, let's make sure we don't get snagged by Luskan.
Blessings of Tyr be upon you. Sir Naval has told me of your predicament, and it so happens that I have need of a squire. This is unusual, to say the least. Usually prospective squires spend months, even years, proving themselves before they are permitted to enter the nobility. But Captain Brelena and Sir Naval both vouch for your character and your ability, and I have heard of your exploits in the city as well. Still, count yourself lucky to avoid years of caring for my horse and scouring the rust from my arms and armor. Your need is great, so I'll take you as my charge.
That's it? And I'm a squire?
Not quite so simple as that, but years of service will be passed over in your case. I am Sir Grayson Corrit. My sword is sworn to Nasher, Neverwinter, and Tyr, and it falls to me to teach you chivalry, so that you will not dishonor me overmuch as your knight.
What did you want to teach me?
The Brotherhood of Knights is one bound by the ideals of chivalry and honor. Without honor, a knight is nothing more than an animal with a sword. To be a knight is to lead a life of duty and responsibility. We are bound by a code that prescribes our every action. To be brave and valorous in battle against your enemies. To show no fear in their presence. To be just and righteous. To embody and uphold the laws of your lord and land. To be respectful to your enemies and kind to your fellows. To protect the weak and those who cannot defend themselves. All squires have these rules impressed upon them by rote and lash. But I suspect that you are mature enough to take the lesson without the cuffing.
But what if the laws of my lord and land require me to act unrighteously?
To serve your land is to act righteously. If your cause is noble, so too are the actions you take in its name. What wouldn't you do to see your home protected? To know that your loved ones are sleeping soundly each night?
I have to live with my actions. My conscience dictates my path.
Remember that in becoming a squire, you take an oath to serve Neverwinter. See that your conscience doesn't guide you down the path to treason. Knowing the code of conduct is important for a knight or squire, but living by that code is paramount. To be a knight is also to live a life of service to your lord and realm. You will be expected to perform certain duties for the crown. Given your unique circumstance, these duties will be waiting for you after the trial. However, there is one observance that cannot be postponed: the vigil.
What must I do?
Your vigil is a time for reflection and contemplation. It is a sacred tradition. All who would become squires spend a night in the Solace Glade. You must spend the night alone, of course. Most choose to reflect on their vows or to ask the blessing of their gods. On the next morning, I will welcome you into our brotherhood.
I'm ready for my vigil now.
Come then. I will lead you to the Solace Glade.
We have a few minutes. I think we can do this. It's no big deal at all.
Quora yet lives. You swore to me the Hosttower would handle this.
We did, and we shall. I merely wished you to be here when the ritual took place, so you can see it for yourself. Have you brought what I asked?
Yes. Here is a hair from one of the pillows she slept on at the academy. And here is a thread from one of her robes she left behind as well.
Excellent. Yes, these will do. I can begin at once. But I shall also need a drop of blood from you to power this ritual.
My blood? Why?
Only from the blood of one strengthened by justice can justice be done.
Very well, but this stinks of necromancy.
Nothing of the sort. Necromancy is so obvious. No subtlety. This is something much different. I am calling an elemental, fueled by Quora herself. A reflection, if you will. Drawing from the same fire, the same blood. I think she will find this Animus Elemental more than a match for her.
When will it be sent after her?
Patience, my lord. Where she walks, this elemental shall soon find its way there.
Well, that doesn't sound good for her.
Every knight and squire of Neverwinter has touched this sacred ground. To Helm, to Tempest, to Torm, and to Tyr have prayers been given. Think on that. Think on the fellowship you wish to join. Perhaps clear your mind and think of nothing. I will return in the morning, and you will greet the new day as my squire.
See you in the morning.
Indeed, I take my leave of you and your thoughts.
Are you here? I can barely see anything out here.
Chandra? What are you doing here?
Look, the way trouble follows you, there's no way I'd let you come out here alone.
I appreciate the concern, but I wouldn't want you to get into trouble if you'd stayed.
Well, I know you're concerned about me, but if I left, I'd only end up being attacked by Githyanki or demons. So I think right here by you is probably the safest place on Faerun for me. Plus, I wanted to see if any of the gods would want to inflict further punishment on you. Hey, did you hear something?
I didn't expect the girl to be here. We'll spare her the grief of crying over your corpse and kill her as well.
I'm right here, you know. Why don't you try?
Who are you, and why are you bothering me?
We're the ones who've been sent to kill you, Squire. Try not to die too quietly.
Oh, goody. Assassins. Oh, crap. Chandra, I forgot to give you a shield. Tangled. Not a big deal. That one's dead. That one's dead. One more to kill, and we're good.
Solace Glade, huh? Talk about a poor name choice. Those men came out of nowhere. Don't you ever spend one night in peace?
It's rare. Trust me.
I believe that. Hey, the leader there. He's got a ring on his finger. It's a circle with teeth or spikes.
Or daggers.
Could be, I suppose. It's hard to tell with all the blood. Here, you take the ring. I don't want to hold on to it. Look, maybe I better slip away before your knight returns. I don't want you getting into any trouble.
That's for the best. Thanks for your help, Chandra.
Sure. Actually, in some ways, it was kind of fun. Good luck. And hopefully when we see each other again, you'll be Neverwinter's newest squire.
What happened?
I was attacked by Luskan assassins. They're not a problem any longer.
No doubt they caught wind of our plan, and saw this as their last chance to judge you as they wished. Either way, their efforts have failed, and that is all that matters. I take you as my squire, and bind you to the service of the throne of Neverwinter. This title also admits you into the nobility. For truly, There can be no charge nobler than protecting one's home from those who would threaten it. Come, Nasher should be informed of your change in station.
Hold on, I'll be right back. I just want to check these assassins. I don't need the venom. I don't need that venom. And I don't need that venom. It's probably not useful to me. This strange ring, however. You found this ring on the body of one of the men who tried to assassinate you during your vigil. Its insignia consists of a set of what appear to be spikes or knives intertwined in a circle. The ring is otherwise unremarkable. Indeed. Not Grayson there. Alright, so Grayson. Shall we depart? Yes, let's leave.
Ah, Sir Grayson. A pleasure to see you.
It is my honor to serve, my lord.
What brings you here? You look troubled.
My lord, it has come to my attention that this man stands accused of murder, and is to be given over to Luskan for trial.
What you have heard is true. Is that why you are here?
I am here because this man is my squire, and must be tried by your hand and the will of the gods alone.
What is this nonsense? This knight has no squire.
I would choose your words carefully, Ambassador, lest I think you are accusing one of my knights of speaking lies.
I only hear the words of a man shielding a murderer.
Then let the accused speak. What say you? Does my knight speak truly? Are you his squire?
I am his squire, and I swear to serve Neverwinter faithfully and well.
Then it is true. That means this squire will be tried here, Ambassador, not within Luskan's walls.
There is no justice in this, but I was a fool to expect justice in Neverwinter.
She's a delight.
Seeing that gloating smile strip from her face pleases me more than you will know. But this has bought only a little more time. Time we cannot afford to waste. We must find the truth of what happened at Ember, and quickly. But you cannot do so here. You have my leave to depart Neverwinter, provided you give your word to return for the trial.
Of course, Lord Nasher.
Travel to Port Last. Someone there can guide you to Ember. Then return with whatever you can that will prove your innocence.
It would be wise to speak to Hieromos in Port Last. He is said to be a fair man and vigilant of his people and the lands around. We'll see.
You are to be congratulated on joining the service of Neverwinter and its knights. Serve Neverwinter, and it will serve you. For now, go to Port Last. It should be marked upon your map. Once there, see about visiting Ember as well. Keep your resolve. I am confident you will expose the truth of this matter soon enough. And after this trial, I will have more duties for you.
Of course. Thank you very much. And I should probably get my companions back before I actually speak to people in here and elsewhere. But that I'm going to have to do in the next episode, because this one has gone on long enough. Things will happen soon. Till then, I'm Chester44, that is Travis Ignam, Sand, and Chandra. This has been a Let's Play of Neverwinter Nights 2, and I shall see you all next time.